All right, welcome back to Burning Rubber Garage. Man, this thing just scoots. I love this car. We're in the 2011 Mustang GT. Very, very, very fun car to be in. The question I wanted to address today was, everybody always asks whenever I'm at a car show or pull up to a gas station and they get to know me a little bit or chat, why Mustang? You could have had a Camaro, you could have had a Challenger, Chrysler 300, Corvette, probably even a little older Viper. You could have had any number of those cars. Why did you go with the Mustang? And to me, the question isn't as easy to answer as because I like it. I think they're a great bargain. They're a dang good car. I haven't had issues with any of the Mustangs I've had. If I did, it was they were old and things wear out. But at the same time, I think the parts that you put on aftermarket are a better value for the Mustang. There's a lot of people that make parts for these cars. Makes them super fun and easy to mod because you have a lot of options. A lot of people, you see a Mustang, they're a dime a dozen, so to speak. You got to do quite a bit to make yours stand out or be unique. Whereas with the Camaro, and I looked at Corvettes, they were a lot for just the basic parts I like to do. And when I got this car, things came together. It's got a blower on it, exhaust. It's lowered riding on the Ford Racing suspension, which is pretty close to the equivalent of the Boss 302 suspension. Just a fun little ride. My goal when I got this, I had a buddy that had a Corvette, and he liked to talk a lot of smack. With that being said, it's Mustang. Well, this car whoops up on him. So that was the goal, is to beat your average Corvette. Not super difficult. Granted, most Corvettes are not that fast. Granted, the new ones are pretty fast. But this car could hold its own against it with just the cat back on it, let alone the blower. The blower puts it in a whole new league. I had to get a little wider tires out back so it would hook. But I really like the Mustang. I like how it feels. I like how it drives. I like the familiarity of it. The new ones are even cooler, and now that's my next choice I've got to make. Do I keep this and maybe find something else to play with in the meantime, or do I stick with this for another year or so until I can find just the perfect deal? And as soon as I do unload this on the new style, I will definitely look at the new SS. It's supposedly a pretty sweet car. I do love the Scat Pack Challenger. I think that's just a fun car. You got a lot of options when you're looking for cars. Super fun. Not the best here in Utah. When the winter hits, your car sits quite a bit. But as far as the Mustang goes, this one still gets a lot of looks. And with the way the supercharger is and the helical cut gears, it does make that whine. People know there's something not stock about it. When you shift, they hear the blow off, and most people, well, is it turboed? No, it's not turboed, it's supercharged. Oh, it would be cool if it was turbo. Alright, potato to me. They both make a lot more power than stock. I should be sitting a little over 600, maybe closer to 650 at the crank. Rear wheels, haven't had a dyno. I'm guessing north of 500, but it could use a good tune. This is just the safe tune from Pro Charger. Probably pretty safe, not all out, which I don't need all out. There's something about just when I get on the gas and go, this thing just scoots right along. I mean, we're in 6th gear, really just cruising. It does well, and for a car that has that kind of potential to haul backside and still knock down 25, 30 miles per gallon, you really can't beat that. Corvettes I know get pretty good mileage. The Camaro can do okay. This just does really good. I like the 6-speed, although it's not as smooth as I would like. I am still on the factory clutch. I don't do a lot of burnouts. I don't really need to drop the clutch to do a burnout. I can roll them up in 2nd gear and light them up if I really hammer down. It's just such a fun car, and if you guys out there are looking, oh, I don't know what to get, give them all a try. Go drive them all. This isn't for everybody, I understand that, but as far as Mustangs go, they just keep getting better. I really enjoy it. There's nothing like having a quick Mustang when somebody's rolling up next to you and they give a little rev and you play around. Of course, only in Mexico, right? Because you can't do that in the US. You play play around and they end up seeing your nice shiny tail lights, so I try and keep those clean. But it's just a fun feeling to see somebody who spent way more on a car get a little whooping by a little Mustang. That's super fun. It looks like we got a little bit of a straight road here, so let's just go to 4th. Hear that blow out, that just such a cool way to pull. I mean, we weren't even in really any kind of normal power band. This Coyote motor is just so fun. But I do get a lot of crap for having a Mustang. I've got a lot of buddies that have other cars, and oh, you should have got this, you should have got that. In the end, I'm happy. That's all that really matters. You need to be happy with what you got. You don't want to go buying a car for somebody else, because that's kind of what you're doing. Let's just, as an example, let's say you've got a buddy that's like, dude, I love the new Camaro, and you're like, yeah, man, I better get a new Camaro because he loves them. You get in it, you don't like the outward visibility, you're not really super impressed with X, Y, or Z on it, but your buddy thinks it's cool. Don't buy that. Buy it for you, make it cool. They'll come around, and if not, well, probably better than what they have. You really gotta buy it for you or you're not gonna be happy. And I bought a couple cars thinking, oh, so-and-so had one, it was cool, I want one. And I get it, and it's just not what I was thinking, so I ended up dumping it. Sometimes you can come out okay. And another thing is, you gotta go with the deal. If you can find a deal, not much better than getting a deal on a car. Because you know after a while you can get your money back out of it. That's kind of where I'm at. Why I have some of the stuff I have. I really don't lose money on cars. I buy what I think is cool, which has always worked for me when I go to resell it, or I buy, if it's an older car, what I think I can make cool. It seems to work out a lot better because I have a vision versus somebody else's vision. These roads over here are super fun. I can't believe I don't come down here more often. They got some nice bumps and turns. Geez, I'm gonna have to do a couple more driving vlogs down this way. It's super nice. Kind of hot out, but it's all right. Hope you guys don't hear the AC. I turned it off, but then I had to turn it back on because it's over 90 today. It says 97 in the car, which is pretty hot. But again, comes back to the amazingness of this car. AC can be going, cruising along, Pro Charger under hood, lots of power on tap, and it just idles right along. Not a care in the world, which is more than I can say for some other cars I've had. On a hot day, it may have to stay home because I'm worried it'll overheat or something. One of my favorite cars out there is a Fox body Mustang. I really like the 88 to 93. The 4 eyes is pretty cool. The 2, I think the smooth headlight looks a little better. But that's just me. That's all personal opinion. You guys can disagree or agree, but I really like the Fox body. They're light, they feel fast. I know they're probably not as fast as the new cars. They can be made super fast. The Mustang, on the other hand, also gets a bad rap. You see all these Mustang Week videos where people plow into crowds, and that's just lack of a good driver right there. They get out, they get Bob, Curly, and Mo, or whatever, behind them saying, do a burnout, and then they light it up, usually not in a straight line either, and then next thing you know, they're looking at sideways, going into the curb, hitting people or something. It's just not the best for anybody in that situation. So for me, I've had my fair of stupidities with the Mustang. Luckily, I've come out okay in them, but usually when I was younger. Now, if somebody's telling me to do a burnout, I'm not going to probably do it unless I want to do a burnout. So it's just one of those things you get as you grow up a little bit. You start to realize that, yeah, it'd be cool to do a big smoky in front of the crowd, but at the same time, when you wreck, are they going to help you pay for that? No, they're going to talk crap on you and say, oh, you burned out. But anyways, back to why I really like Mustangs. They fit me. I mean, I'm a 6-foot guy. I fit in this thing really nice. It's really smooth. You have all kinds of creature comforts in the brand new ones. This one's actually really good from when I came from that SN95s and all. I've owned all of the styles of Mustangs, even back to the old ones. It's just super comfy to me. This one, probably the roughest riding one I've had, but I also, when I take a turn, it really doesn't have a lot of body roll. It's like on rails, and that's pretty good for a solid axle out back. This car will go to the autocross this year. We'll film that. I'll let you guys know what I think of that. My big concern with that is staying in the path because the cones are leaned down, pointing this way, pointing that way. Nothing too crazy, nothing we can't handle or figure out, but at the same time, I really just want to go have some fun with this car. We've had it for a while. I really haven't done much with it. I'd like to take it to the drag strip. It does need a little stickier back tire. These VFGs don't hook. I'd like to get some nittos like I've got on the front. We'll get there. We'll get there over time. It'll be very, very nice when we get some tires out back that can handle what this car is capable of doing. So with that being said there, I'm going to flip around, join up with you guys on the way back, and we'll chat a little more about the Mustang. I got turned around. It's kind of tough on this little road. I don't know if you can see out the back. It is a little bit tougher to turn around out here. Nothing crazy, but you just gotta wait for a nice little gap. I don't like to drive in the gravel, so I usually gotta have a clean shot both ways and turn around. So back to what we were chatting about. Would I buy another Mustang? Yes, I would buy another Mustang. It'll probably be my first thing on the list I go shop for. I know a lot of these dealers are kicking out some pretty crazy cars, high 600s, low 700 horsepower, right around 40,000. I mean, it's pretty basic GT, but still, all I can say is wow. That's a lot of power for that price. Several years ago, you wouldn't even have been able to hit that type of power in a supercar, so let alone a base model Mustang. I think in the near future there'll be a new car coming. I'd still like to play with this one a little bit. I'd love to snag a Fox body, but we will soon see what happens with that. I've got the Nova that needs to go out to a car show. I've got some goals for this season, and I'll bring you guys along. I guess I should say guys and gals along for the ride. If you like this video, subscribe, tell your friends. If there's something you want to see, something you want to hear me chat about, let me know. I do check the comments. More than happy to answer questions. I know a lot of people have questions. How do you like this? How do you like that? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? Anyone who knows me, I'm very opinionated. I'll give you my answer. I don't sugarcoat. If I don't like something, I'll let you know. I don't care. So with that being said, give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe, follow on Instagram. It should be a lot of fun. I enjoy watching other people do this, so I thought, why not? I'd like to give back a little bit. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.